I'm talking about media mania. I'm talking about really what it takes for you to be more in the media. And here's the premise I want to tell you before we get started. Being in the media is not about, oh, I just want to be famous, or I just want a paparazzi to follow me. Being in the media is really about you getting your message out to a wider audience. You have to be willing to do a little bit of outreach for your media. You have to be willing to do a little bit of outreach in order to create something. And what you do is, as a speaker, as an author, as an artist, as a whatever you are, you do build up your media muscles by starting on smaller shows. Many of you want to go straight to the top, but you've got to have your media muscles trained to be at the top and be stable at the top. What good is it for you to be on the Today Show if you're not actually ready for the Today Show? So if you're in the feed, what I'd love for you to do is put down the type of shows that you want to be on. I'm not saying you can't be on the Today Show. I'm not saying you can't be on the #1 show. If that's your real goal, great. Put it in the feed and tell me what shows you want to be on, because I can look at the feed later and I can really address some things with you when I come back up to speak, and I can really give you some tips on that. Think about the shows you want to be on, and one of the first things that you want to do is actually watch the shows you want to be on. I know a lot of people that used to tell me they wanted to be on Oprah's daytime show, and I say, when was the last time I watched Oprah? Oh, I haven't watched Oprah in years. Well, it's a good way to figure out if you would be a good fit for a show by watching and DVRing, you see how old I am, DVRing shows to see which topics they cover and what would be good for you. What would be good for you? So you've got to take your subject, really look at the shows you say you want to be on, and tweak the subject. And here's where the media mania comes in. You're the one person who's so overconfident that they are the next hot thing, they're not doing any prep. And then you have the person who is so shy and insecure that they're really not able to step forward. So I'm going to take a moment and talk to the shy, introverted people. I'm not going to tell you that I understand your plight, because I'm not an introvert. I don't get you. But I will say this. It's really important. I mean, the world's full of introverts and extroverts, so it's not like you don't exist. But your message is just as important as anybody else's message. What is also important for you introverts is for you to get over the shyness and get the message out there. If you're too shy to tell anybody, then I say your why is not strong enough. If you're too shy, then your why is not strong enough. If that message and that passion is not strong enough to push you to get into action, to speak it, to tell people, to get into the media, I have to really question how passionate you are. So the introverts, latch on to the why you're doing this and use that to push you forward, push you out of your comfort zone, and do platforms, be part of shows, be part of radio shows, be part of newspapers, be part of bloggers, let bloggers blog about you, let people interview you on web shows and television shows. Let them hear your message, because they can spread your message much more quickly than you can by yourself. You guys need to prepare. Prep. Can you over-prepare? Absolutely not. How can you over-prepare? Media is very spontaneous. Media is happening now. You've got to be prepared. You got to stay prepared so you don't have to get prepared. So that Will Smith thing. I stay ready so I don't have to get ready. Well, be prepared for media. And the only way you can prepare for media is to actually, that's right, actually do some media. And the first time that you do media, you're probably not going to be that great, but you're going to get better and better and better. So don't worry about not being great. Worry about getting the interviews in. Preparing yourself and get the interviews in. Because it's not just you sitting at home preparing and then boom, you do it and you're great. It really doesn't work like that. It works like you're preparing and then you do it. And you see what you need to do to make adjustments, and you make adjustments. And then you prepare some more and you do another show. Oh, and you learn something else. Okay. The biggest thing that you have to learn is how to handle time changes and how to handle ambush interviews. Media is looking for not people who just want a gigantic ad, but people who are going to entertain and educate. So put that in the Facebook group. You got to entertain and you got to educate. You got to do a little bit of both. A little bit of both. You can't be a boring teacher because nobody's interested in that. You can't be just entertainment unless you're an actor. If you're an actor or a comedian, then you can be purely entertainment because that's your job. But as an entrepreneur, again, I'm talking to entrepreneurs, I'm talking to speakers, you've got to do a little bit of both. You've got to be interesting and entertaining. You can't just talk about your subject. You've got to really, really make it something compelling. Make it something that people want to hear. Make it something that people never know exactly what's going to happen, but they enjoy seeing you. They enjoy having you on.